Hey guys, so I'm gonna do another self-help video, and this is all off the top of my head. Just remember, it's all off the top of my head. Okay, so this is, I guess, about tips to going into therapy. So I guess this is kind of a follow-up to the last one, and it's like, you know, your parents already found out you're doing all the shit, and it doesn't matter how you're self-harming, I guess. Once your parents find out and they decide to put you in therapy, you know, it's kind of nervous. You feel kind of nervous, you know? It's like, I don't know what to expect. This dude is getting paid to be my friend. Like, you're gonna be all angsty about it and shit, and it's gonna suck a little. But that's fine. I mean, everyone feels like that about therapy. I know, for one thing, like, I hated the idea of some dude that, you know, was gonna try to decipher my feelings through some fucking book he read in college, and I thought that was so dumb, and I was like, you know, this dude's not gonna know anything about me, but he ended up knowing me pretty well. I actually ended up really liking my therapist. So yeah, so basically, the way that it happened, and I got put into therapy, was, like, this was my freshman year, so I'd already been cutting for, like, 4 years? So, yeah, I guess what happened was I was giggling in class a little bit too hard, and my teacher, who was really cool, she was like, "What are you laughing at?" And I was like, because this is just a thing I used to laugh at, like, I just thought it was funny. I was like, "I just thought of your eyes bleeding," and she was like, "That's fucking weird." So then she told my counselor, who told the people, like, the mental health people at my school, they're called student services. So basically they told student services, and from there I had to, like, meet up with one of the main counselor ladies, and she would, like, kind of help me find a good therapist that would be good for me. And she asked me, like, if I wanted a girl therapist, if most of her problems were like, girly problems. And, of course, I was still going through, like, my whole, like, I'm emo boy phase thing, and that was whatever. But, yeah, I was all just like, nah, man, I need a fucking dude. Dudes understand me better, all this other shit. So she hooked me up with this dude, and the therapy was, like, a block away from me, which was really cool. Let me see. He was this really tall, lanky dude. He was, like, really thin, and he had, like, giant tunnels, and he was tatted as shit, and he was, like, all alternative and shit. Like, his whole office was, like, Pearl Jam and shit. It was so cool. But yeah, his name was Adam, and he's my favorite therapist ever. And even recently, like, you think they don't give a shit about you, but, like, I just saw mine really recently, and he was like, "Hey, how's Josh?" and, like, "How's everything?" and I was like, "Oh, but yeah, it's whatever." You know, yeah, I talked to him about stuff. It was really cool. He still remembered everyone. It's really nice to know that. So yeah, just going into therapy, remember that even though they're paid, I guess, to kind of be your friend, which sounds kind of weird, but, like, it's more like a professional friend, even though they're paid to be your friend, they still want to help you. I mean, I wanted to be a therapist for a really long time, and I remember that, like, I wanted to be a therapist because I know what it's like to feel like shit, and, you know, I wanted to have all these angsty kids sit in the seat, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, "Well, fuck that kid," and they'd be like, "Oh, you swore," and then they'll feel like all like, "Oh my god, I can trust you," and then, you know, just trust your therapist. But realize that your therapist, even after a long time of them seeming like your friend, they're still an adult, and by definition, they still kind of have to tell your parents if you're doing anything too fucked up. So basically, if you tell your therapist that you're sexually active, they're gonna assign you to, like, a gynecologist or, like, someone that's gonna, like, you know, like, my boyfriend just told me, because, like, I don't know what it's like for guys when they tell the doctors that they're sexually active, but, like, apparently he told his doctor, and they have to, like, check to see how big your boners are. Like, that's just really weird. I don't know what the fuck they do. So yeah, that's, you know, you kind of gotta keep in mind that whatever you say, they're writing down, and they might like, if they feel that your condition is getting too serious, they could put you in a hospital, they could put you in outpatient, they could, put you on meds. If they feel that you are out of control up here, and in that sense, I don't mean, like, you're doing a bunch of fucked up shit, we have to do this, like, I mean, like, where you can't control yourself from stopping, where they feel like you have nothing we're just talking about it isn't gonna make you stop. If they feel like that, then they're gonna do some shit to you, and it obviously corresponds with what the fuck you're doing. So like, yeah. So if you're like me, right? I never wanted to be in a hospital. I never wanted to be on meds. I just wanted someone that knew what they were talking about to talk to me, and I got that. And I was very careful about what I told my therapist. I told my therapist my feelings toward things, so that he could kind of like, put together in his mind, like, stuff like that. You can, if you smoke, you can fucking tell your therapist you smoke, whatever. They don't give a fuck. Well, some of them might. You have to like kind of gauge your therapist, because your therapist is still a person, man. Like, you can't just, you know what I mean. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. Don't be nervous. Be careful about what you say. But if you really, really want to get the most out of your therapy, and you don't mind, if you're one of those, like, by any means necessary people, then it's fine if you want to, like, tell them everything. Then that's fine. If you want to go to other kinds of therapy, if you want to be an outpatient, if you want to be in the hospital, you kind of gotta just blur out everything. But you have to be honest, too, because if you're lying, then they'll put you in treatment that isn't for you, and that's kind of dumb. So, yeah. Anyways, if you watched this all the way through, thanks for that. And, I'm Stevie, and by the way, I'm gonna probably start, like, a whole chain of these videos about self-help shit. So if you guys have questions, like my full diagnosis, other shit like that, how to deal with certain things. I also studied a shit ton of psychology, and I don't just mean like AP Psych high school level shit. I mean like I took Psych 101 and AP Psych. So if you guys want to like, hit me up for that shit. Also, I understand what you're feeling. So if you have like a case-by-case thing, I'll make a video about your case-by-case basis. Because it's cool. I don't mind making videos. I literally just got home from school. It's fucking 5:26. Like, I don't know. I don't care. I have a lot of time. So, if you want to ask me a question, if you want to do anything, I don't give a fuck, just do it. Just do it, man. Alright, thanks. Also, if you have any cover suggestions, that'd be cool too. Yeah. Thanks.